Alright, so here's another video. This one's topic is bullying. I know many people of anything, it doesn't have to be gay, but any other person that I don't even know why people do it. I guess sometimes people are like nobody shows them love, nobody cares for them, or maybe their parents don't I do not know why there's such behavior. It's like it's not. I wouldn't say it's right normal human nature. I mean, something's up. Okay, so bullying. Sorry, I'm looking at something. Got a 10% battery on my phone. Okay, so bullying. Now, for me, I did have bullying in school growing up. Now, I do remember, like in elementary school, little kids calling me. I mean, okay, I'll be honest right now. I was a little chubby kid. I was fat. I was overweight. I guess most of my life, if not now, but I'm making a change. At 24 years old, I've lost so much weight. You have no idea. Like, I have to buy like new wardrobe, like completely, because everything just basically I drown in it. So, yeah. Okay, so, um, bullying. In elementary school, I didn't get bullied, except for like, little kids, but they're like, I'm gonna say, I don't want to be rude, but it's the parents' fault for these children to behave that way, this way, certain way, where like kids don't have respect even for their like neighbor or their classmate or anything. They just go ahead and call you whatever names come to mind, and it's like, really, child, you're insulting me for no reason. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I've dealt with children that were, I guess, brought up in like a they have, I don't know, problems at home. Okay, so then I didn't face much bullying other than like little kids calling me fat or ugly or something when I was little. And okay, so middle school came. Now seventh grade, I didn't have. I'm trying to think. I didn't have. I think I did seventh grade. Okay, so there was this kid. I don't remember. It was middle school. Our middle school that I went to only had seventh grade and eighth grade in their like school. Now it's different. I think it's 6, 7, and 8 in there now. So yeah, things change. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I don't quite remember, but it did take place in middle school. Okay, so I had gym class. I remember I had gym class, and there was this kid. Let's just name him Diego, because I do not remember his name, and that name just seems to pop in my head right now. So there was this guy named Diego. He was like a Mexican, and then like okay, so I like remember he was always like sort of making like pushing me like for no reason, and then like I remember there was this one time we were in the locker room, and I was getting dressed, like in the locker room, like changing out of from like regular clothes to like the gym uniform. It was like I think it was a black or blue shorts with like a white shirt and like like tennis shoes. Okay, so I was changing into my gym clothes, and I didn't see him like go behind me, right? And I remember there was this guy, and his name's John. And thank you for doing what you did, John. I don't know if it was seventh or eighth grade. I don't remember, but I know your name. This guy, I didn't see who was behind me. Then John spotted him like all across like the locker room, and John ran towards him and tackled him. Why did he tackle him? Because apparently Diego was trying to set me on fire. Yeah, set me on fire. At middle school, I had somebody try to set me on fire, and I was shocked. Then, the kid was trying to run away, and all the boys just gathered like around him to like not make him, escape. So they called the coach, and then the coach, like, they send the guy Diego to like the principal's office or whatever, and then I was called down there, and then they had to call my mom to let her know what was going on. I cried. Oh my god, I cried. I cried. It's like, really, out of everything. I never thought that this would happen to me. And even though he didn't successfully did what he was planning to do, it was still, that is still something. It's like, really? You try to set somebody on fire? So they confiscated everything that he had, and I was sent to the principal, and then I had to call my mom. Then I was breaking down, and then they told me what happened, details, and I told them especially about John. And yeah, so things like that happened, and so that was 7th grade. Now, 8th grade. Oh, 8th grade. 8th grade. Now, I was in art advanced class, and I will not censor these names because they were bullies to the max, okay? They made my life miserable, and I don't wish them to be miserable, but, you know, if I had the mindset back then that I do now, I don't know what spells or magic I would have cast on them. Okay, so their names is Bernice and Veronica. If I am not mistaken, that's their name. And this took place in art advanced class. Like, it wasn't regular art, it was advanced. So all the good, kids, that was like my thing. Out of the whole thing in middle school, in 8th grade, that was like my last period of, like, my last period in school. Like, I don't know, I remember if we have 7 periods or 8th or 6th. I have no idea, I don't remember. But I couldn't wait to go to art class. I've always been an artsy person. I've loved drawing. I love expressing myself through my art. And so these girls started creating hell for me. Suddenly, they took away like the joy that I had and then molded into their, like rampaging whatever. So I do remember these girls, they're partners in crime, put it that way. The queen bee was obviously Bernice, and then followed by her, virus, Veronica. I'm just, saying these because I'm reliving those emotions right now. So, yeah. I'm sorry if it offends people. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm sorry, but come on. If you haven't lived it, then there's no opinion to make, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so Bernice and Veronica always picked on me, okay? They were calling me ugly, all sorts of names. They were very creative with their sayings and insults. And they were insult me based on my weight, the way I talk, the way I am, my body shape, the way I act. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to with my mom the other day, too. And I sort of wanted to cry and things like that. I mean, when I do really relive my past, you have no idea how much I would cry. You would be like, really? Your past was this horrible? And then, so things like that happen. And then, like, I saw the teacher, Mrs. Oh, I don't remember her name, but she was fed up with it too. She was so fed up with the girls, trying always bugging me, picking on me, bullying me around in class. And then when I would like confront them, I'm like, can you please be quiet? Can you shut up? Can you just stop? They would like get even more mad and then insult me way more. And the teacher didn't send them to, the thing is, back then, like that teacher, just not Miss Ketzel, I think that's her name. That's what's coming to my head. She wouldn't send the girls to the principal. She wasn't, being the mediator in here. She wasn't throwing them out of class. She wasn't doing anything. I mean, even I was always the quiet type. I was always reserved to myself. I was always, everything. But I didn't, it's not that I had the guts to tell people, but it's like, I didn't know what to do. Okay, so they created hell for me. And then after that, let's see. So high school came. I didn't have so much bullies in high school. 9th grade was okay. 10th grade was okay. 11th and 12th for the 2 years. I don't know, my brother's out. There were the 2 years of sort of like bullying. Okay, so I know this guy's name is Diego. His real name is Diego. He used to hang out with all these other Mexicans. And I can say that because I'm Spanish and it's not like an insult or anything. Their race was Mexican. My high school was mostly Mexican, Latinos, and blacks and white Caucasians. So he would hang out. The thing is, there's some bullies that are they don't try to make a scene or they don't insult you unless you're in a group, and they're the cowards. Once you're in a group, they believe they can do anything because they think that their friends have their back. And then when you find yourself alone with this bully, they will be a completely different person. They will is as if they're submitting to you. Now, I always been like sort of intimidating, and then that's how like I evolved in my way. I use intimidation on people, and I actually sort of intimidated and made the bullies at one point believe that I would poison them and kill them because it was so. Well, I was fed up with it, so I was like, might as well, make a persona out of myself, and sort of like conjure this person, this entity in me, that pops out and be like, don't talk to me like that, or I'll poison you, or I said something weird like that, and certainly I got scared. I remember that I told that to Carlos, and then he was like, wow. Okay, so I remember this guy named Diego would like be like all sorts of like mean to me, like with his friends and everything, like, oh look, there goes the fag, like in the hallway. And then I had him in class, and I remember one time I had to work. I dreaded working in groups. I was antisocial for like a period of time in my high school year. I was antisocial. I was a lone wolf. I hated everything. I hated everybody. And I had to work with this guy. I was stuck in a group with Diego and some girl. It was just three of us. And he didn't say anything. It was a surprise for me that he was actually being nice to me for once. It's like he was. I don't even know how to tell you, but it's like, why are you mean to me again? Then after that, like he stopped, I guess, being a bully. And there was another person. His name was Sam in my English class. And he thought that I was going out with my best friend at the time, and then somehow that brought jealousy, I guess. And then suddenly he started hating me. Then he started talking about me in English class, and I just like that. I always had my like head down, looking at my book and whatever. I'm like I wasn't. I was, ugh, I was not confident at all. Like people badgering me all the time. It's like really. And after that, I think that's it. And then out from school now, in the world, I don't face too much bullying. Well, actually, I don't. It's more on the lines, I know how to handle myself. I know how to handle the situation. I try to avoid people that I can read people. Okay, I mean, I know this may sound strange to some people, but I can sense energy. I can look at somebody or like walk into a room, and suddenly out of nowhere I'm like all wary and stuff like that. I'm like not paranoid, but it's like I sense there's somebody bad here, or somebody that I really don't want to cross paths with, and I try to avoid every situation as possible. And yeah, um and yeah, so bullying. So I know there's a lot of kids nowadays. Bullying was like, it's become such a big thing, especially last year. I mean, there were no signs of like bullying or anything years before. Not like now, where it's like you hear all these kids suiciding. I mean, like, come on, don't do it. I know I've had the same thoughts. I have thoughts of suiciding sometimes. But that's not the answer, because you can't fix that. I mean, you could take your life away, and you think, hey, if I don't live here anymore, then, tough luck. It's like, I know, like, you might think that people don't understand you, but all you need to do is open up to somebody that you trust. Talk yourself out of that thought, because you have more things to do. You may think that, high school is forever. I mean, sure, it does last a while, but just do your work, be okay, always be careful, always be careful. And if you believe in, God and higher powers and stuff like that, use protection. Like, conjure up protection, like prayers or spells or anything. and try to enlighten yourself. Be optimistic. Be more open. I mean, just don't kill yourself. Don't do it. Because that is not the answer. I mean, the world, the life, sure, it's short, but you can still make the most of it. You don't know when you're gonna die. Just make most of it. Do things that you like to do. And slowly but surely push the idea out of your head. Because you know that's not the answer. And if you need to cry, cry. Let it all out. But, you know, there's always better things in the world, better things to do, better things to think. So it's just recollecting yourself and find your happy place. Find good people that are actually good. Get away from all that negativity. I'm not saying, if you're going through hell, like with your parents, or going through hell in school, not to move out or run away. Don't do that. You can endure it. You can endure it. Believe you can endure it. And you will. And then, you can go off to college. You can go off to work. You can finally, have your own place. And then, slowly but surely, the world will open for you. And then you'll be happy with, like, a partner. You'll probably have a dog. Think about good things. Push that bad idea out. Because it does get better. Let me just tell you right now. It does get better. Sure, there's always bad and good in the world. I will not lie about that. There is bad and good in the world. But that idea that you're having about destroying yourself is a really bad one. Because the world needs more people, strong people in this world to teach others that there is another way. There is better things in the world that you can achieve. Be a warrior, be a fighter. Listen to some pop music maybe, like, Katy Perry or somebody like Sarah, what's her name? Sarah Bareilles or something? Brave, the song Brave. I mean, conjure up courage. Conjure up this being that's inside you waiting to explode. Like, maybe shoot fireworks out of your, like, boobs. So, yeah, so it does get better, guys.